The fourth biannual European Women's Bowling Championships held at the Dolphin Bowl in Tilburg, Netherlands. A week of exciting competition between the top female bowlers from 27 countries around Europe. The Masters semi-finalists would move across to the purpose-built two-lane arena at the close-by Efteling Theatre in the Efteling Theme Park, which has welcomed visitors for over 60 years. There's been plenty of preparation ahead of the event.
Yeah, we started construction last Monday. Equipment was delivered from our factory in Richmond. Taken 4 days approximately to construct these lanes in this unique theatre setup, of course. New for us, but very challenging. We hardly had any issues, fortunately, because normally with our installations you never know what you run into. But the atmosphere here, the people that helped us out from the Efteling theme park as well as the organization has done a tremendous job to make sure that we could do a smooth installation.
I think we have had a very good tournament here. Championship, I have to say, of course. We have had many compliments and we have been working hard for a very long time, and I think the things that did go wrong, because there always are things that are not perfect, were small things, and yeah, I think we just did great, and we tried our best to have everybody here stay happy and have fun and enjoying, of course, the finals here at the theatre.
The idea is born. Then we had a brainstorm about how to host the players. Because we play in Tilburg and we're looking for a hotel. And so we find a hotel here in the neighborhood, and that is the Efteling Hotel. And one of our people said, why? There's a fantastic theater in the Efteling. Couldn't we organize the finals there? And so the idea is born. And then the organization has to go on.
We started out planning this tournament in 2009, when we actually, at first, we had the ambition of doing 20 lanes like this and building a whole center just for the Europeans.
To realize the possibility to play here, because such a theater costs you a lot of money. We need bowling lanes, other things. But my staff has very good, picked it up very good. And so the idea was born, the idea is realized, and I think the idea is a success.
We had the idea from the beginning that we wanted to make something really special because it's the 50-year anniversary of the Dutch Bowling Federation. And the idea of putting the lanes specifically here at the Efteling came together with hosting the event in Tilburg. We wanted to have a special, unique location close to the center in Tilburg, and the Efteling is one of the icons of the area around Tilburg. So when we asked them, and they had the theater free, very luckily for those weeks we needed, yeah, we thought this will be a chance, and we cannot miss it.
If you want to promote the sport, you have to take care that every time you renew yourself, and so you need other formats, you need other ambience, you need other locations. If you want to be a TV sport, you have to be sexy. This is sexy.
I hope you're ready for the team final.
Well, the European Women's Championships featured doubles, trios, team events and Masters singles. The team gold went to England, with silver going to the Germans. Doubles gold went to Sweden, as did the trios, with England claiming the silver in the doubles and Germany the trios silver too. In the all-event singles, it was Sweden again, with Finland as the runner-up. So that was all the medals decided, apart from the Masters, where the top 24 from the all-singles progressed to Efteling. So team gold then for England. So to the semi-finals of the Masters. Dutch Sophie van der Meer and Rebecca Larsen. It was an exciting contest. First game was won by Larsen, 2-5-7, 2-0-9. Van der Meer didn't give up and won the next two games, 2-16, 2-24 and 200, 207. So she certainly gave the crowd what they came for
ladies and gentlemen,
An orange final in the theatre.
the winner of the first semi-finals, Birgit Pöppler of Germany.
Well, the other semi-final saw Rebecca Larsen take on Van der Meer to see who would take on Persons conqueror Pöppler in the final. And the Swedes would have a disappointing time of it in those semi-finals. Rebecca Larsen beaten in 3 by Sophie Van der Meer of the Netherlands. A popular winner. It will be Sophie Van der Meer of the Netherlands against Birgit Pöppler of Germany in the final. So game 1 of the Masters final. Birgit Pöppler of Germany, Sophie Van der Meer of the Netherlands. Frame 7. Van der Meer, the underdog, has made a pretty good start and should be happy to see Pöppler leaving some up there. It's all going well, Cass, at the moment for the Dutch.
Well, it's a tricky little spare on the left-hand lane there for Pöppler, but she's managed to cover it. She's only got 3 strikes so far, whereas Sophie Van der Meer has started off with 4 in a row. And she's working on a strike as well, looking for another double here in the 7th frame.
Oh, it's a lovely shot. She gets the double. And just listen to the reaction of those Dutch supporters. It's a fairly partisan crowd, as you can imagine.
Well, Sophie's certainly not the expected winner of this match, because initially she wasn't even picked for the Dutch team. She was second reserve and a few ladies had to drop out, so in she came, and she's fought her way through to the Masters final, which is a fantastic result, really.
Leaves herself a spare here, Pöppler. It's just not going for her, is it? Just 3 strikes so far in the first 7 frames, and she's missed that one. Open frame for Pöppler, and she's pretty much thrown her chances away here if Van der Meer scores well.
Yeah, it's not the sort of thing you need to do in a Masters final, European Championships, and on national television. Single pin misses are not the thing to do, and of course, what does Sophie do? But she strikes doubles 7 and 8 and raises the roof here with the partisan Dutch crowd.
7 strikes from 8 frames. Only frame 5 with a spare. Pöppler leaves herself a spare again. It is best of 3, remember, so she's not dead and buried.
Well, at this point, I'm just going to explain that the left-hand lane is dressed with a lane conditioner down to 44 feet. And the right-hand lane is dressed down to 38 feet. So we've got 2 different break points. You'll notice they're playing one game on one lane. They're not crossing over. So the first game is played on the left-hand lane. The second game will be played on the right-hand lane, and then back to the left-hand lane for if it goes to 3 games.
Very heavy through the headpin there, Van der Meer. Leaves herself a couple of spares, but she stays clean through the 9 frames so far.
Yeah, this first game is pretty much tied up. Pöppler is just she's only strung 1 double. She's had a 9 miss and rings the 10 pin in the corner, so she's just going to break 190 with a bit of luck. Sophie Van der Meer will be 220 plus if things go well in her last frame. And that ball's going to hook a little bit, and so that's 2 single pin misses in 3 frames. So a score of 181 is a pretty bad start for the girl from Germany, 4th seed.
Van der Meer can just relax, have herself a few practice balls here.
Yeah, that's it's all sewn up. It's probably going to be up to a 50-pin victory for the girl that really didn't expect to be here.
Lucky there, the messenger wasn't too far away from the 10 pin, but she does get the extra ball.
Well, she set up the first game. She needs another victory to take the title. I'm sure the German will have something to say about it in the next game. But there again, we're on a right-hand lane.
So the first game goes to Sophie Vondermeer of the Netherlands.
Finishes with a 244.
The second game will be decided
181
on the right lane with the medium oil condition with
Purple.
Sophie to start.
And as Cass was saying, they now switch to the right-hand lane. And Vandermeer has 2 chances now to claim this title. Best of 3, remember, she's 1 up. And the pressure very much on Purple. And what a great first ball. She's carried on where she left off, Cass.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but she's played a lot wider to the right-hand side on this lane because there's a lot drier, what we call back end. The oil is only to 38 feet, so it leaves 22 feet back end. She can afford to play wider and get that ball to hook up from the outside of the lane. Great looking shot to start with.
And puts the pressure on Purple, who managed just 3 strikes, remember, in the first game. Doubled through the second and third frame. A couple of single pin misses as well in frames 8 and 10. It's fair to say it was a game that she'd rather put behind her.
Well, she's averaged 216 over the 24 games this week, so and she's seeded 4th in this Masters final. And again, you can see the wide outside shot. Both girls are playing the same area of the lane. It's going to be who's going to strike the most from out there. Ball really hooking up. Carries all 10, so it's even to start with.
So Vandermeer started with 4 in a row in game 1. Can she double up here? Confidence is high. It's a great shot again.
It's just fabulous, isn't it, to play that wide outside. You've got to have the nerves to get out that far to the right and just trust the ball, because the lane will bring it back. 2 strikes in a row for Sophie Vandermeer, who's averaged 212 over her 24 games this week. And she has the tournament high game of 290. Although the German girl is the favourite, she's ranked 3rd on the European Tour ranking tour this year. And Sophie Vandermeer doesn't even feature, so it's a bit of David and Goliath type head-to-head competition here.
And as in the aforementioned, it's David who's leading.
That's gone a little bit wide, isn't it? It's missed the head pin, crikey. Now, as I said, you've really got to trust the ball out there, and it looks as though the ball just got away from a little bit. Missed the head pin, leaving the 1, 2, 4 and the 8 pin, which is a makeable spare. You can't afford to have an open frame, not so early in the game.
2 open frames in game 1, remember. Which were single pin misses. They were fairly needless open frames. Oh, she's missed the head pin again. That was an extraordinarily bad shot, Cass. Twice in a row.
Well, it was. I mean, you don't miss the head pin to the right and then to the left. I mean, you need sort of a bit of redirect your radar, really. That really was a bad shot, and it is an open frame. And Sophie, you can bet your life now Sophie's going to